Hello y'all, I'm Lucy and I like to paper craft and my blog is Paper Glitter Glue. I want to show you how to make these cool little candy boxes or a gift box. I call this the Gothic Halloween gift box. This is a previous one I've made and this is the first one in the series. And so all of the patterns are free on my blog, but I'm going to show you how to make this kind of funky Gothic kind of shape. All right, so first you get the pattern from my blog. It's free. It's in the library. All you have to do is subscribe to my newsletter and you will get the access. You'll get the password to my library and you can get the pattern for free. It's available as a printable pattern, a PDF pattern, and an SVG pattern that you can use with a cutting machine like a Cricut. I used a Cricut maker to cut out all of my pieces. So this is the basic pattern. This is the funky shape for the Gothic Halloween house gift box. And before you start gluing things on, I think it's important to go ahead and fold along all the score lines. That way you can see the placement. You can see where you want to place things easier. You can see exactly the shape of the outline of the house. So I've already done that. Now I'm going to pick out a door. I've got a number of door options. Let me see. There's kind of a rounded one. Here is a coffin. And for this particular pattern, I made this kind of funky door that you can use in different kind of windows. So, but I'm going to use, for this one, I'm going to use a kind of an arched doorway. You can put a backing behind them if you want a different color background, but I'm just going to leave it plain. I really like the pink color. I'm using a very kind of a thin but quick drying glue called Art Glitter Glue. It does not have glitter in it. Another glue you can use is something I think called Barely Art. You can use regular Elmer's or you could use Aleene's Tacky Glue. But just for this, I just like this glue because it's very thin and dries quickly. And I'll show you. And it's got a narrow point, so I'm not the best gluer in the world, but it doesn't take much to adhere the cardstock to cardstock. So alrighty, and this is one of the patterns, and these little windows kind of had shutters, so I kind of bent them so that they stand up. So I'm going to put one there. Just a little glue on the back, not much. Did not center it very well. Let me do that a little better. There we go. Alrighty, on the side, I'm going to use the ones with the shutters. And one over here. Most of the houses are designed so you can fold them and save them for later without having to store them as a box. So you can see, actually let me show you on this one. This one, all you do is undo these two flaps, the top and bottom flaps, and it lays down flat and you can save it for another year. This kind of, I don't know, this parallelogram shape or rhomboid shape won't lay flat unless you don't glue the sides together. So the bottom comes up, the side unfolds, and that way you can just kind of lay it flat with the others and it doesn't take up hardly any space at all. So it actually has 3 flaps to hold it together. A bottom flap, a side flap, and a top flap. The others just have 2 after you glue the side tab together. I said tap, I meant tab. And I want this one to be kind of funky, not very symmetrical. But you can see it doesn't take long to glue the windows on, and it gives them a lot of personality. So, all right, what does take time is the shingles on each side. I counted and I used about 25 rows of shingles, so it's a lot. It takes just a little while. Both of the other 2 patterns that are ready have about 10, so they're much simpler. And they're different. I've got different patterns that you can use for the roof too. This one I made kind of curved, and I want you to see, let me show you with the black one, that there are two different pieces. This piece has curved on both sides, and this one has half of a scallop on each side, and that lets you stagger the shingles so you get this kind of cool pattern. All right, so start with one at the bottom. I usually pick a contrasting color so it'll show up, and just do a line of glue and apply the glue and the shingle just above the score line. All right, then I'll get an alternating color, a full scallop on each side. This one has half a scallop on each side. And I think the easiest way to apply the glue is to just run in a straight line at the top of the previous shingle. And I'll speed this up so you don't have to go through like all these kind of tedious rows. You need 2 full sets of the shingles to complete the roof. So there'll be like 13 rows, and you're going to have to get 2 of them. And make sure they're alternating rows. You know, one with the full one with the full scallop, and one with the half. So I used the right one. Now for the second set, I'm going to actually switch. So I started with a full scallop. I'm going to start with the half. That's because I cut a full set of each, and I just want to use them all up. So again, go up above the score line and put your first one down, and then alternate them. So the next one will be a pink one with a full scallop. The first one is a half, the second one is full for this row. And really, that's all there is. Now, let's put the house together. The first thing I do is put the side tab. So this little tab goes into this slit right here. Okay, and then the bottom tab, you kind of bend the bottom piece so you can get that tab to go in. Then you fold these flaps on the front and back pieces, and fold this flap over. It's got a slit in it as well. Fold it over and then slide this tab in. This one's always just a little bit harder. And I pop the side one out when I push too much. There you go. And that is our little Gothic Halloween house gift box. It's really easy, and then you can put candy in. See if I can pour some candy corn in there. Yeah, that wasn't too great, but anyway. Close it back up. Candy box. Isn't that fun? Alrighty, so join me on my blog. I'm going to have a total, for this series, there are going to be a total of 5 different little houses that you can make, all of them foldable, so you can save them for later. And I just think anyone would have fun getting this and making it. Okay, so join me on my blog, paperglitterglue.com. Alrighty, y'all take care.